It's time to focus on seniors with Helping Seniors TV. The television show designed to make you aware of senior issues and needs, as well as to acquaint you with the resources available to help you age in place and with dignity. Now, here's your host, Joe Steckler.
I'm Joe Steckler, and welcome to Helping Seniors, the television arm of Helping Seniors of Brevard County. Our show is designed to provide you with information on how to develop your own aging and care plans. Our topic today is senior advocacy. And joining me is Kay Kaiser, who is the information specialist at Helping Seniors of Brevard County. Welcome, Kay.
Thank you.
Yep. And before we start our discussion about senior advocacy, I want our viewers to understand why we're doing this show and the significance of this new direction Helping Seniors is going to take. We recognized, viewers, when we started this organization in 2011, that there was a great need for information, education, and the ability to connect seniors with resources. At the same time, we knew that Brevard County, Florida, who was the 24th oldest county in the United States in terms of numbers of people over the age of 65, needed to do more. In fact, Brevard County does not even have their own aging plan. This needs to be changed. How do you make that change come about? You don't make it come about by ignoring the problem. You make it come about by getting seniors and those that care for seniors or those that want to help care for seniors involved in promoting advocacy to our county commissioners and the people that should chart the direction of Brevard County into the future.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct.
And Kay, why do you think there's a direct relationship between helping seniors and the development of an advocacy committee?
Well, based on the fact that I get and take all the calls, Joe, here, and I want to make sure that people understand that if I'm on the other line, I will return your call. But I have found, just since we've opened our doors here, the need to, in talking with people, they want to express their concerns. And you had mentioned an advocacy group from the get-go.
Yeah.
And so as a result of speaking with people and their testimonials that are unbelievable, and they say, thank you. And so when I'm talking and following through with them, oftentimes they'll say, would you like to participate and let your voice be heard? And you know what? We had a fantastic, great turnout the very first time. And I know that we've got another meeting scheduled for February 11th here at our offices in Rockledge at 11 o'clock. So I encourage anybody listening to call us at the office, 473-7770, and let me add you to the list, because it's the quantity of people that are going to participate in this, and we will make our voices heard, Joe.
Yeah. The cause and setting the stage for advocacy does not change.
That's right.
It stays the same. Progress is what changes. And we make progress by getting more people involved in setting the stage for what needs to be done. So we will continue to announce new meetings. We'll do it through our radio and our printed media, through Senior Scene Magazine, Hometown News, Spotlight Magazine, our radio show on WMEL every Thursday at 1300. So there's just a lot of things that I just remember. I said AM WMEL AM 1300 at 1300. 1300 is Navy time, military time. So when we say it's 1 p.m. is 1300 in military parlance. So you got to have fun doing these things, Kay.
Absolutely.
Actually, advocating for senior causes can be fun. We, at the first meeting we had for the advocacy group, and the reasons I wanted to do this television show is because I want people to hear some of the real life stories. We have one lady that has been in a wheelchair for 37
7
years. And she needed grab bars.
That's right.
She couldn't get grab bars installed by an agency that's supposed to put the grab bars in because she didn't own the home.
That's right.
That is the type of thing that needs to be changed. If we have government money
Right.
being used to take care of people, how often would a person who needed to have the grab bars installed by an outside agency, how often would that be somebody that owns their own home? Very seldom.
That's right. So many seniors live in mobile homes that they even rent. And, you know, they can't get the type of services that they had or could if they owned their own home.
Yeah. I did a show recently with Jackie Esterline of Love and Home Care. And both Jackie and Stacy Clark, who is the director of the Fountains in a retirement community in Melbourne, Florida, both expressed to me the fact that as much as we do with radio, television, newspaper, printed media, people still don't know about helping seniors. And while it is a new organization, that's true. But an organization needs to be more than just a phone number. It needs to be a personality attached to that phone number and that person talking to the phone. And this is one of the reasons why I think both of us feel so strongly about promoting advocacy, because to be an advocate for elder needs, we help identify the problems, and then we can cause the county commissioners to make their staff develop a plan for aging.
Absolutely. It's so important, Joe. And you know, I have to share with the people watching this program today, the people who showed up for our first advocacy meeting, what a diverse background. And everyone's got a different voice. And they recognize they're all seniors and they want to be able to contribute to make this change. We had a lady, for example, that had been retired for a 600 plus Chamber of Commerce executive director, want to come up to the plate. Another lady who was a state advocate for the AARP, and as well as the other people that I've helped and asked that they participate, and not one of them turned me down. So as we grow with this, I believe that we're going to be a role model in making really something that's going to be so beneficial for our seniors, and the seniors too, that I may add, that are below the age of 65, that are stuck in those cracks.
Yeah, that 55 to 65 age gap, there's a tremendous need in that age group that cannot be addressed because they don't qualify for Medicare.
That's right.
But a lot of them may qualify for Medicaid because if you have a medical disability or some other kind of a disability, many people don't know that they qualify.
That's right.
For assistance. And that's, you know, when Lyndon Johnson started the Council of Aging, or the Elderly Aging Act, it was in 1965. So that wasn't just an entitlement program. It was a program designed to meet certain needs of seniors that couldn't meet those needs themselves.
Right.
Now, I'm not talking about you got some character that goes out and lives life to the fullest, spends every bit of their money, and they try to do no planning at all for retirement.
Right.
I don't feel so sorry for that person. But I have a great empathy for a person that has tried very hard to take care of themselves and simply cannot amass the wealth they need to live adequately. And we're finding, as elder advocates, we find, like there was one lady at the meeting that has tried for 9 years to get Section 8 housing.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, yeah. Why can't our county have a better plan for developing housing situations that meet these needs that they know
Right.
going to exist.
Exactly.
Now, if they didn't have an organization in the county government that wasn't trying to meet those needs, then I can understand they wouldn't know about it.
Exactly.
But we know that they know about it.
That's right.
But I understand the word utopia. We'd all like to live in a world where everything was given to us and everything we needed was available, but that's simply not going to exist.
No, that's not reality.
So, while we advocate for an aging plan for the county, we also advocate for seniors to be part of the solution themselves, and that's why we have proposed starting a senior endowment.
Absolutely. And think what an endowment can do, Joe.
What could an endowment do, Kay?
Well, for example, again, going back to different type of calls, I just had one this morning. The total income for he and his wife is $796. That's it. So I've had numerous calls over the months. I have a leaky roof, but I can't afford to fix it. If we had an endowment in place, we could find a way to help those who cannot really just afford it. And it's amazing every time I hear a story about, because I try to be, personal with the caller on the other end, and they open up, and I find out, may I ask? You don't have to tell me exactly. Tell me roughly, what is your monthly income? And when those numbers come out, $600-700 a month, I said to this fellow this morning, I said, how are you surviving? He says, I'm not. I need to get dentures. I need to get new glasses. And Medicare and Medicaid doesn't pay for those things. So the endowment objective.
Did you happen to ask a person if they had served in the military?
I did.
What was their answer?
And unfortunately, he was not a vet. But that's a whole nother ball of wax too, and I want to get deep down into.
The reason I ask Kay this, folks, is that there's a program that the VA has called Aid to Attendance, and depending on single situation, marriage situation, it can entitle a family to an additional $1,800 to $2,500 a month on top of Social Security, and we have found women living alone that their husbands, who are now deceased, did serve in time of war, and are eligible for this extra money. And it's all the difference in the world because,
oh my gosh, yes.
Seeing is believing, and some of the stories that you get on the phone calls, and I get them because all your phone calls are backed up on my computer. So if I want to check on you to see if you're doing your job, no, that's not what I do. I like to listen to the phone calls sometime.
Sure.
Because I hear a need, folks, expressed by a caller. There are two things that we're seeing as we expand helping seniors. There's a couple things we see happening. One is that the seniors that call are truly amazed when they get a return phone call.
Oh, yes.
What are some of the comments they make?
Well, not only amazed, my gosh, thank you for calling. You really do care. I had a fellow who was trying to find some help for his father, and he was in rehab, I think, at the time, and a week had passed, and I said, because I tell all my callers, please call me back. It's important for me to know that your results have gone in the right direction. And if they haven't, let me know about it, because I'll continue to go to work for you to find you more resources. So I had called this fellow back after a week, and he says, well, unfortunately his father had passed on. But he says, I haven't ever had a call from another agency that actually cared enough to call back. He says, you really, truly do help seniors and love what you're doing. And I said, yes, sir, I do.
Well, case management is so important, Kay. I found that in my own experience for 25 years of working with seniors that we cannot solve all the problems. But many problems can be addressed in a significant manner if they're voiced.
Exactly.
If somebody has a chance to hear what the other person perceives a problem to be. See, some people think a problem is a problem when in reality it's not a problem.
That's absolutely correct. And to take it even further, Joe, when I get a caller on the phone, typically it's not just one issue. As I talk with them, and they appreciate the fact I'm taking their time, I'm taking their time and bringing it together, because it usually develops into a second, a third, a fourth issue, because now they've developed a trust, and I'm building a relationship with that individual on the other phone. And it was just going back to the advocacy group that, all these people that I had spoken on the phone with, who said that, yes, I will come. You helped me find a place to live. Otherwise, I would be living in an apartment where the landlord didn't take care of my broken doorknob. I've got bugs in here. He doesn't do any pesticide. You found me a place. You got me an appointment. I moved in 2 weeks. And she was just so happy. So these are the kind of things, regardless if someone's looking for housing, someone's needing legal advice, somebody's needing a variety of different needs for seniors. Having a voice heard from seniors themselves is so important.
Many people assume that you have a problem that cannot be resolved. I'm a person that thinks that if I know about a situation, I'm going to try to be able to see if I can do something to help lessen whatever the problem is, make it not so significant. I'll never advocate and say we can solve all problems, but I will say that I did some research on the internet, and we're talking about building an advocacy plan that causes the county to build an aging plan. And these are some of the things I pulled off the internet, folks. I said here, what are the advocacy planning elements? We are right now in the process of assembling our leadership team. Mm-hmm. We need to develop a process. We need to define senior needs. I'm a senior. I would like for somebody planning on what my needs are, for me to be a person saying what I think my needs are, rather than somebody that's running a business that's not even connected with seniors,
right.
or knows what the problems are, to say, well, this is what I think seniors need.
Right.
That's not the way to solve a senior needs issue problem. But then we also need to define the services available. And in Brevard County, we have many, many wonderful services available.
Right.
And that was one of the objectives that our board of directors set. We need to develop an information and education network so that people can connect with the resources. And I liked what Kerry Fink, who is the president of TYG Media and runs our media program for our organization, he said, Joe, helping seniors does not compete.
That's correct.
With somebody else. Rather, we like to think that we're completing the service. If somebody has, I got a phone call from a member of the Palm Bay, Florida government. And we were talking about how we can make ourselves eligible to get the money that they said they would pay us for providing certain services. And in the course of the discussion, the person said to me, well, Joe, we do that right here in Palm Bay. I said, why don't people know about it then?
Good point.
They said they build ramps, they put grab bars in. Most people think the only person doing that in the county is Aging Matters.
Right.
And Aging Matters has certain stipulations on who they can serve and who they can't serve.
That's right.
But most of these things, many of them, don't come out into the open until there's somebody pushing a button someplace.
That's a good way to put it.
And when we talk about pushing buttons, folks, our media person right now is working on revamping this website for this organization such that if you want to know about elder advocacy, you'll go to our website, you'll push the elder advocacy button, and all the shows we'll do about elder advocacy will come up and you can view them. Same thing for home care, same thing for legal services. We are developing a plethora of services designed to serve seniors.
Absolutely.
But
well, you know, John, if I may inject, regarding back to that endowment, what if we put the challenge out there to the people watching this program to come and say, you know, I want to helping seniors of Brevard? How would they go about that?
well, right now, what they can do, Kay, is they can go to they can call the office at
That's right.
473-7770 and
Exactly.
say, I want to become a benefactor of the endowment. And if they say the magic word endowment, every cent they put into the endowment will go into a trust fund that will earn interest such that a certain amount can be taken off of that trust fund every year to be used for putting grab bars in, building ramps, fixing roofs, helping people that have established a need that they're not able to meet some other way.
Right.
So we'll help them try to age with a little bit of dignity.
Definitely.
Now, at the same time, we are working on developing a car drawing so that the sale from every ticket sold will go into the endowment. And I'm talking about getting a car given to us. I'm talking about
Right.
a piece of merchandise that comes into this organization free, so that when I tell you that your money of a purchase of a ticket for that car to win it is in effect a donation to that endowment, you can believe that we will tell you on a monthly basis in our literature how much money is collected and how much is distributed. You will know exactly what we're doing with money you help us establish a senior endowment. And the beauty of that is that if we do a better job, Kay, of controlling our local seniors' destiny at a local level, we stand a much better chance of being more flexible.
Right.
I don't have to get a county commissioner's permission or a city manager's permission to use the funds in the trust fund. We are responsible to the people that make the endowment possible. And what our
Absolutely.
responsibility to them is to spend the money wisely, do it where they can trust what we say we're going to do to actually be done.
Right.
And any program you develop for seniors, it's got to be built on trust.
And that's the thing that's the beauty of it. Everything that from the get-go, from a caller calling, they say, you know, I tell them, I said, you know, I've got trustworthy resources. These aren't something I'm just picking out of the blue. And again, following up with the results is just so heartwarming because we know we're doing the right thing. But having an advocate group that comes up to the plate and say, I know I'm pretty fortunate, but I know other people aren't, and I want to help that program progress.
Yeah. It's like the lady that has worked so hard to get Section 8 housing.
Right.
I think if we have a better plan on how to develop Section 8 housing and how to go about acquiring the funds, and there are ways that the county has not used in order to develop money. I know this, and I'm not talking off the top of my head.
Right.
We can do a better job of serving senior needs. A lot of people might argue with me about saying, well, show me how. I'd be very happy to show them how we could do it.
There you go.
But you know what it's going to take? Work, determination, and somebody saying, no, I won't give in. I will persist, and I'll do what I can to make something good happen. And when you look at it, what are we doing wrong by trying to do what we are doing? Nothing.
Nothing. Just imagine the outcome of this. If you made a challenge one time, if you had 100 seniors, each contribute $100.
No, I had 1,000
it's
seniors
1,000.
giving $100.
Giving $100, okay. What would be the end result?
That's $100,000 invested.
There you go.
And the way the stock market is growing today, that would give us $8,000 or $10,000 if we wanted to hold a principal at a status quo.
Right.
But see, I know that once people see more people being helped smartly, cost effectively,
Yes.
that more people will contribute because people have a need to do good for other people. That's part of human nature.
They do. And what better way, and when we think about the statistics in Brevard alone, 162,000 are seniors?
Yeah.
And it's only going to grow. So
the other thing,
we want to be
we're doing a lot of talking about money, but the other part of this equation, I got a couple of seconds left, but Kay is also building a network of reliable service providers that if you call her, she can get you to somebody that's honest and will do the very, very best they can to help provide service.
And not take advantage of a senior. That's one of the things out there, just seniors are afraid. They're going to be taken advantage of. They're going to get scammed on, So let's get them in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think we can get people more in the right direction. Get them accustomed to calling you at 473-7770. Tell you what the problem is, and let's see what we can do to help resolve the problem. We're out of time, Kay. I want to thank you for helping me with this show today because you are the information specialist, and I want to thank you, viewer, for watching. There's a lot of good information that's going to come out, and by watching our shows, you'll find out more where we can help each other.